Hey guys, this is Sandy, your Central Florida Realtor and Airbnb investment property agent. So if you're looking to do any kind of Airbnb property, going into Airbnb investment, short-term rental investment, I'll be your realtor of choice for the Central Florida area. Today I want to do a video on how to get great reviews for your Airbnb property. How do you get great reviews? How do you fix something if the guest didn't correspond and tell you what was going on during their stay? How do you do that? So the first thing that I do when a guest checks into any of our properties, the next day we send them a text or an email, and it says something like this: welcome to Ariel Pool Villa. We are checking in after your first night. Is everything okay with the property? Is there anything to report? Something along that line, right? And they're gonna come back and either say yes, it's great, or no, I can't find the remote, or whatever it is they tell us, right? Then we're able to address it. If they're staying for a while, let's say a week or more, we check in every 3 to 4 days. And it says something like this: hey, we're just checking in, making sure everything is okay. Is everything still okay with the property? Is there anything that you need from us, right? Because even though you tell them that you could call us for any problems, they may not call you. And what a lot of guests do, they wait until the day of checkout to call and say, hey, I just think you should know for the other guests that this wasn't working, or that was wrong, or whatever the problem is. And then you'll tell them, well, oh, I'm so sorry. Why didn't you tell us about it while you were staying there? And they would probably say, well, it wasn't a big deal. And then they go and they put in your review because it was a big deal, right? So whenever a guest says to you, it's not a big, hey, we just want you to know, one of the remote doesn't have any batteries in it, but it's not a big deal. It's a big deal, and you may want to get batteries over there. Because they say stuff that's not a big deal, but it really is a big deal. Because then if it wasn't a big deal, why would they bring it to your attention? A lot of times the guests that are checking out that says, hey, we're checking out, but just so you know, the master bedroom bathroom it had a slow leak. You know, it wasn't going down correctly. It was like, stop it. You may want to look into that. The first thing you want to do when any guest that's checking out give you any problem that happened to the house during their stay, well, first you want to correct it before the next guest checks in. But more importantly, you want to offer that guest a gift certificate. Why? Because they're checking out, so they couldn't care less, right? So obviously if they're bringing it to your attention, there's two reasons. One, they genuinely care about your success and they really want you to know, and it really didn't bother them. Or two, it bothered them, but they don't want you to think that they're being nitpicky. So they're saying, oh no, it didn't bother us, but you may want to check it before the next guest checks in. First thing you say is this: oh, we're so sorry for the inconvenience. We wish you'd have told that to us during your stay, but guess what? How about we give you a $50 gift certificate for your inconvenience? Guess what? That guarantees you a 5-star review. But if you say, okay, thank you for letting us know, we're so sorry, we wish you had told us that during your stay, and you do nothing about it, it might end up on your review. So it might end up something like, the house was great, but. The house was great, but. So you don't want the house was great, but, right? Forget it. Another thing is, if you are a host and you're doing short-term rental or Airbnb and you want to get great reviews, be very attentive to the guests. If they call and tell there's a problem, try to address the problem as soon as they possibly can. Whatever the problem is, the remote isn't working, they can't turn the TV on, the pipe is leaking, whatever it is, try to be attentive to it. If it's something you could fix while they're there, I would suggest you fix it. If it's something you cannot fix while they're there, offer them a gift certificate of some kind or something. Send them an edible arrangement or something. Do something, because when you do something, that will guarantee your review, because what you're telling them is, I really do care. I'm sorry that maybe the stove isn't working and you can't fix the stove. Maybe something went wrong with the oven, you can't fix it while they're there. Offer them a gift card to a restaurant or something, right? This is how you guarantee your reviews. The problem is, guys, we're living in a review world. And I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast. Airbnb is a very passionate subject for me, so I tend to go fast. And I'm from Jamaica, and I have a Jamaican accent. And you're like, what did she say? She went really too fast with that. So I apologize for that. But we're in a world where reviews are very much what runs our business. If you have good reviews, you get more guests. If you have bad reviews, you get bad guests. It doesn't matter if you get a bad review and you reply to it, which you should. And I'm saying you shouldn't. But the problem is, it's so hard to fix it, right? You may have 25-star reviews, and the 21st one becomes a 1-star review, and next thing you know, instead of having a 5-star, you're at a 4 because of that one review, or 4.5. right? And I'm not saying that you'll be able to maintain a 5-star all the time because you can't please all the people all the time. But if you communicate with the guests during their stay, then you'll have an idea what's going on. You'll know for sure if it's going to be a guest that's going to give you a bad review or a good review, right? If they say everything is okay, we're fine, I would still check in with them every so many days just to make sure that's still the case. And for the people who don't communicate with you, like you text them and say, hey, is everything okay with the property? Is there anything to report? And they completely ignore you, I do a drive-by. I literally do. I wait to see if their car is in the driveway, right? Most of them is gonna have a car. And I'll go over, ring the doorbell, and somebody will answer that doorbell. I'm gonna be like, hey, this is Sandy, how are you? Just wanna make sure everything is okay with the property, we're just checking in, right? And if they're gonna say yes, no, maybe, or whatever, right? If you're able to do that. If you're managing remotely, then you won't be able to do that. But if you have a phone in the house, if you're managing remotely and you send them a text or email and they're not responding, and you know that there's a phone in the house, call the phone number. I bet you they answer the house phone. They will. They're like, who's calling us? Let's see. And then you could ask them, hey, is everything okay? We're just checking in, right? So there are different ways of doing that. But for the most part, when you send a text or email, they sometimes respond. Sometimes some people respond to text. I'll send a text first. If I don't get a response, I'll then send an email. If I don't get a response, I'll try to call or I'll stop by if I'm in the area, right? Because I want to know what they're thinking, because you don't know. And what you don't want is after they check out, you find out, wow, they really didn't enjoy their stay because here goes the bad review that they're leaving, right? So if you could question that, and I think sometimes, and you know, unfortunately, some guests do it to do it. Some guests just complain just to see if they could get something from you. They'll say, this isn't working, that isn't working, the pool wasn't hot enough, whatever they come up with, just suck it up. Think about it this way. How hard is it to get rid of a bad review? How many 5-star reviews do you need to push to kind of drop a 1-star review? A lot, right? And when you get a 1-star review, it's almost like you want to tell your family member, hey, can you go here and give me a review? Which they can't do, but I'm just saying, it's a very sickening feeling. Especially when you do your best to do everything that you think the guests would like, and then they come up with something like, well, we check into the house and there was fingerprint on our dresser. They do say stuff like that. I mean, it could be their kid that put the fingerprint there. They could probably put the fingerprint there. We don't know. But they say. But hey, how much does a $50 gift card cost you? It costs you $50 and $54 if it's a Visa card, right? So let's say a $50 gift card will cost you $55 if you bought a Visa or MasterCard, because you gotta pay to activate it, right? Is that worth a 5-star review? $55? Is $55 worth the guest leaving you a 5-star review? How much is a review worth to you? A 1-star review. Let's say you get a 1-star review. How much is it worth for you to fix that 1-star review to make it back into 5-star? Because you really can't fix it at that point, right? So how many other guests do you have to get to give you a 5-star review to drown out that 1-star review, right? So we try to avoid getting those, right? The whole idea is to avoid it. We don't want to do damage control. We don't want to do all of that stuff. We just want to control it. So how do you control it? You control it by reaching out to the guests as much as you possibly can to find out if everything is okay, and if they're complaining about something, either fix it or give them a gift card or something. And even though they say it doesn't matter, we're okay, we're not picky, it's not true. Most of the time they just don't want you to think that they're picky, but they are being picky because they would have never brought it to your attention. So if it's during their stay and you could take care of it, I would say take care of it. If it's when they're leaving, they're calling you to tell you this stuff, offer them a gift card. At the end of their stay, the day before they check out, you want to send them a text or email that goes something like this. Thank you so much for staying at Ariel Pool Villa. We hope you enjoyed your stay. Is there anything that came up during your stay that we should be aware of? Is there anything that broke during your stay? You don't want to use that word, but you want to say, is there anything that you noticed during your stay or anything that came out of place during your stay that we should be aware of? And then you question it by saying, when you say that we should be aware of, because we know that homes normally have general wear and tear as people stay in them. So just let us know if there's anything we should be aware of. And then they'll tell you. They'll either say, gee, well, we're staying, we broke a glass, and you want to replace that. Or they might say nothing. Or they might say, yeah, we think the drain, the sink in the kids' bathroom was very slow draining. You may want to take a look at that. If they say anything that you think would give them a bad experience during their stay, then I would advise you to then offer them, hey, we're so sorry. We wish you had told us that while you were, during your stay, but since you did not, can we mail you out a gift certificate for your inconvenience? What do you think they're going to say to that? They're going to most likely want a gift certificate, right? Or you could drop it off. You could be like, oh, we're so sorry about that. You know what? We're going to drop off a gift certificate later on this evening or tomorrow just for the inconvenience. We're so sorry. We apologize and we'll definitely take care of it. Some of them do it just to get that. Some of them literally do that just to see what you're going to do. And some of them do it genuinely just because they care and they want you to be aware of it. But you don't want to take that chance because you're not a mind reader. You don't know why they're telling you this information. So what are you going to do with information? You're going to make it right with them by offering them a gift card or something, or something that you could do. I've had edible arrangements sent out to guests at times when if they complain, let's say they complain about something and we fix it and they call and complain about the same thing again because it wasn't fixed correctly or whatever the situation is, we will fix it again and we will offer them, we'll just send them surprise them with an edible arrangement or something like that, right? Or maybe leave a thank you card on the night before they're checking out. We'll leave a thank you card with a gift certificate in the thank you card under the mat, and we'll be like, hey, well, there's something under the mat for you at the front door, right? So that way they don't know that we're doing it and they're like, oh my God, you didn't have to, this is so cool. That's what you do. That's what you do. So if you send out that email the night before and they're telling you stuff that they weren't happy with, you could just get a thank you card, write up a thank you card, put a gift card in it, put it underneath the mat. If you're in the area, if not, you're gonna have to mail it out to them. But if you already have their address or something, there's so many e-cards and e-stuff you could do over the computer that you don't even have. You could even buy them on Amazon gift certificate through Amazon. Everybody does Amazon, right? So they don't even require you to be at the property, just in case you're self-managing elsewhere. So there are many ways to take care of that, but that's what I think you need to do to increase 5-star experiences on the short-term rental platforms. Again, my name is Sandy. Thank you so much for listening. I'm sorry I ran this video this long. Give us a call. Reach out to us, 407-791-4713. And we also offer complimentary consultations with your Airbnb. And we also have a property management company as well. Okay? Thank you so much for listening, guys. See you next time.